I like Christmas. Okay? Like this Christmas tree over here, it reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of when I was a little kid. I would just lay under the Christmas tree for hours, staring up into it, just trying to be present, It was the 70s, it was in the air. Now, I'm not saying that I came from a particularly liberal family or anything, but we always went with a multicolored lighting scheme. With the all white light. Is a Trump tree over here? Wow. It's been uncomfortable. I like Christmas because a lot of people don't like the holidays because they have to see their family and they have to fake be nice to them and pretend to like their family and stuff. I'm on the other side of that equation, you know what I mean? My family has to fake be nice to me and pretend to like me and give me stuff. It's the most wonderful, it really is the most wonderful time of the year. That's a totally legit song. Hey Chris, how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb? 2. But it's gonna be a pretty big fucking light bulb. I can barely screw in a car, you know what I'm saying? The biggest light bulb in all the land. Maybe. Holly told you guys, and I tell a lot of people that my name is Jason Green. That's actually not my real name. It's just an assumed name. My true name is the secret to happiness. Would you like me to tell it to you?
Yes.
Too bad, it's a secret, A lot of people make a lot of money promising people that they'll tell them the secret to happiness, but happiness trusted that person, you guys. Anyone ever promises to tell you the secret to happiness, you can't trust that person. So, I'm keeping it to myself. That's how it works. The secret of happiness is passed on through weird, nerdy guys like me. When I die, a child will be born. He will be given the secret to happiness, and his birth certificate will be locked away in a vault in an undisclosed location. So, too bad. I have a lot of pieces of paper up here, and I'm going to look at it. I like Christmas so much that I gave myself a little Christmas present this year. Any UPS guys in here? Oh, thank God. Because I don't want this getting out. UPS guys, right their assholes, right? You guys ever had to deal with UPS guys on a regular basis? They're jerks. You know what I mean? They're throwing your stuff on the ground. I've had to deal with UPS guys, so many they're jerks. So this year I got myself a little Christmas present, take advantage of this art construction and stuff because I live at Central and Etrisco. It's ground zero for all of the construction that is going on right now. And I decided that every single day to get back at the UPS guy for a year full of being mean to my dog and shit, I was going to order something on Amazon Prime every single day. There is only one route through all that construction, and I'm sure it's a huge pain in the ass to get that big old brown truck through all of it. I can barely get my Honda through it. It's not like I'm ordering Christmas presents for my family or anything. I'm ordering Q-tips, soap, coffee, stuff I could run to the store for, but I'm out there every day like, hey, UPS guy. Oh, right on. My Stridex. Save for the day. Thanks. See you tomorrow. I really don't want to know how he's going to get me back. I'm trying not to think about that, quite frankly. What else? I don't want to start talking about Trump yet. You know what I mean? I got some fun little jokes, and then you know what I want to do? I'll do this. I'll read you. In addition to hilarious jokes and things such as this one, did you know that most paradoxes come in threes? Not this one, though. It's wordplay. It's like you guys know how to get to Crazy Town? You follow the psychopath. Wordplay. Genius. Play with the words like the perv plays with turds, you guys. I can do it, I'm really good with the weirds. Anyway, in addition to that, I like to write poetry. I'll write the occasional poem and I'll share it with a room full of people from time to time, and I know it's boring, but indulge me, it's Christmas. I'm one of the good ones. So, I wrote a little poem called Ice Cream Truck, and I'd like to read it to you guys. It goes, so this is actually my suicide note. Wrong pocket. It's not as good a poem, it just says great minds think alike. It's a great suicide note, right? I mean, you got your Kurt Cobain, you got your Ernest Hemingway, you got your Sylvia Plath, probably Alan Turing. All of them, you know? Any other time than a suicide note, somebody says great minds think alike, it's kind of the stupidest combination of words ever. Great minds don't think alike, like dummies think alike. Great minds think of new shit. Such as incredible poems like Ice Cream Truck, and I'll read it to you now. You always gotta carry a suicide note in your pocket, am I right? A lesson my mom taught me, you know? Just in case. Not just in case you kill yourself, you know what I mean? But just in case you get into a horrible accident, right? I come from a family of really clumsy, lukey idiots, you know what I mean? A lot of my family dies like falling downstairs or getting struck by lightning, or something really stupid. And when the cops show up to the scene, what do you want them thinking? What an idiot? Or like, oh no, wait, here's a suicide note. He just couldn't take it anymore. He threw himself down the stairs. This guy must have been deep. Anyway, ice cream truck. Truck! That was ice cream truck. Kind of got what I deserved there. Should be able to memorize a few words. I was in the park the other day and I see this guy like running around and he's wearing one of these Fitbits. Any of you guys got Fitbits? No? They're weird, right? It's like, why do you want to be your own Tamagotchi? Right? That's what those are. Those are like 30-year-olds going, I miss Tamagotchis. I could be one. This thing on my wrist. Those things are like computers, right? That means you can hack into them, right? You hack into some guy's Fitbit down at the park and just make him do sit-ups until he's... Well, I don't know. I haven't thought that all the way through. Submissive to you in some way, though. I would have to think. I don't know. Fitbits. I already said all that stuff. My wife told me I was being too passive-aggressive. So I said, shut the fuck up, slapped her across the face. She said, that's better. Now fuck me, fussy boy. Because she's into the rough stuff. I'm not into the rough stuff. I'm squeamy. Yeah, squeamy. Can't handle it. You've heard of people who are squeamish. Think about when someone says they're squeamish, that's just a little bit of it. You know? I'm full on squeamy. I'm extremely squeamy. Very difficult to say. Did that. did that. Did you guys get any food?
Yeah.
Earlier, my buddy over here says, I walked in and he said, oh hey, the computers are down, you can't order any food. Like, are we on the Enterprise right now? It's not exactly Skynet raining hell down on us or whatever, but if the computers are deciding whether or not we can eat, maybe we need to start taking this artificial intelligence stuff a little bit more serious. A lot of people aren't afraid of the artificial intelligence. I'm terrified of the artificial intelligence. I believe it's already working its way into our lives. If you don't believe that, watch Netflix with your old lady sometime. I've been watching Netflix shows, Orange is the New Black and like House of Cards and these weird Netflix shows that were engineered to be enjoyed by, well, my wife apparently. A lot of other people that are just like her. We watched the season finale of Orange is the New Black and I just look over there and tears are streaming down her face, and that's when my heart broke and I realized that Netflix understands that woman more than I ever will. I've got no hope against these computers. Why don't we make a computer president? Why not? Right? Let's do that. Kind of like, can't get any worse, right? When did the Colonel Sanders turn into James Bond? Now, like, I don't know, it's just a different guy. Yeah. I think the one now might be a lady. I can't really tell. That's cool. Lady Colonel Sanders. Not sure when they're going to have the nuts to have like Steve Harvey be Colonel Sanders or something like that. Like there's been like 9 Colonel Sanders. Like eventually you're going to have a black guy be Colonel Sanders just to not appear racist. Even though you're being kind of racist. That's Trump's America, man. You gotta be racist. Otherwise, you're gonna seem racist. I don't know which is worse. I guess being racist. Are all these rednecks just trying to be the change they want to see in the world? Should Gandhi have maybe kept his mouth shut? Does everybody need to question authority? Can we just go back to people not pretending that they're thoughtful, thinking about? Don't be the change you want to see in the world if you're an asshole. You know? Like, I'm an asshole, kind of. I don't go around being an asshole. I just stick to myself. I just keep it under wraps as much as I can. Personally, I think I might be kind of not a Trump supporter, but kind of fuck yeah, Trump. You know, like maybe I'll start a Tumblr or something. You know, just, fuck yeah, Trump. Because for one thing, whenever the little kids of nowadays grow up and they reboot regular show or SpongeBob or whatever they reboot, the kids of the day are not going to complain about their childhoods being ruined. And if they got Trump, they can't complain, reboot, whatever. I can't tell if the world's coming to an end or if it's just some like terrible reboot that we're going through. You know what I mean? Like all these millennials tend to say things when Ninja Turtles and stuff get rebooted, like, that's ruining my childhood, right? We've all heard that. But like, that's ruining my adulthood. hearing that. And knowing that people are all freaked out about some jerk being president when I was a little kid, there was this guy called Ronald Reagan who was president. Like, for some reason, people think he was okay. He wasn't okay. He was a monster. Bonafide fucking, Demogorgon motherfucking monster. The Upside Down is about him, I think, maybe. People think the world's gonna come to an end because Trump is president, but this dude Reagan, traded guns to terrorists for drugs from drug guys and used the leftovers to create the crack epidemic. Trump's not gonna top that. Get your best shot, dude. It's not that I don't take it seriously. It's not that I'm just low-key terrified like everybody, but come on. We've been through more than this. And there's a smart part, a little small part of me that believes that the whole Colonel Sanders thing was just prepping us for the president. Maybe Trump's gonna be president until March, and then it's gonna be Randy Quaid for a while, Victoria Jackson for a little while, eventually Dennis Rodman, because he went over to North Korea. That'd be the worst, right? If Trump gets together with the North Korea guy. Okay, well, let's not even think about that. Yeah. So, I recently found out that marijuana, which I'm a big fan of. I know. It fights Alzheimer's. Woo! Marijuana fights Alzheimer's, and as I get older, they don't tell you who's gonna win, though. That's the thing, I'm they always tell you about stuff that fights cancer. Oh, antioxidants fight cancer. A lot of motherfuckers fought Mike Tyson too, but they didn't win. So I figure I just gotta send in the most powerful weed I can possibly get my hands on. If I'm gonna beat Alzheimer's, it runs in my family, but usually we do something stupid before we get old enough to get Alzheimer's. So that's us. I wish they would just go ahead and legalize recreational marijuana. I mean, the medical marijuana is great, but they don't cover any of my conditions. I may look like a strapping old white guy that's about to fall apart, but the truth is, I suffer from a great number of medical conditions, pre-TSD. I know something terrible is going to happen, GRIDS. I tried to tell my doctor that I suffer from GRIDS. I don't know if you've heard of that. Gradual infant death syndrome. It's actually the same as the sudden thing. It's just you're a baby for about 80 years. It hurts forever. I also suffer from something called purple tunnel syndrome, which is the strange belief that the universe exists within the intestines of the grimace from McDonald's, but that's kind of I don't know if that's a symptom or an effect. It might be a side effect or something. They say there's going to be a pill for everything one day, and as we get closer to that, I wonder if there's ever going to be a pill that just makes you feel famous. Right. Wouldn't that solve a lot of problems? You could just take a pill and feel famous. Now, a lot of pills suddenly have suicidal thoughts and actions as a side effect. You notice that? Suicidal thought. And if you had a pill that made you feel famous, at least that would make some kind of sense, you know? Like your social anxiety medication might make you suicidal. Ooh, that's a real toss-up, you know? I mean, it's just something to think about. A lot of us, we don't know what to think anymore. You ever just think, I don't know what to think? Can you imagine? Because if you can, then we've never been there. And so we can't. Probably not making any sense right now. One thing that there is a pill for, though, is erectile dysfunction, the most judgmental phrase in the entire medical industry, erectile dysfunction, which now comes in single-serving packages. How does that make it better? That you can get a single-serving package. Can you just take one with you? And that doesn't happen with regular drugs. Like, yeah, I'd like to get some weed from you, bro, but can you make it in single-serving packages for me? Bowl load at a time. How does that improve it? Why is it called erectile dysfunction? If you're 25 years old, you're hanging out with like a hot babe or whatever, and you can't get it up, that's erectile dysfunction. If you're over 40, like me, it's Miller time for your dick, you guys. You know? Relax. You did your work. It's the twilight of the bone zone, you know? I'm not moving around very much, and I'm standing in kind of a weird position because, true story, I hurt my back last night having sex with my wife because I'm a great guy. Here's the deal, even the great ones fade, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can ask your heart if your doctor is ready for sex. Now, you can ask your doctor if your heart is ready for sex, but like, maybe check in if your back is ready for the reach around, you know? That's what got me. I don't understand these like old guys who want to keep having sex. It's like, hire a gardener, bro. These are like $60 a pill. Could have a nice yard and everything for me.
Brand house.
You guys ever seen jerk off instruction videos on YouTube? I knew they existed out there in the porn world, but I didn't realize they were on YouTube. It's just some like hot British girl telling you how to jerk off, you know what I mean? So yeah, sure, it should be on YouTube. I didn't realize. I stumbled into them unawares. And the first thing I thought, man, these millennials don't know how to do anything. Jesus. Figure that out for myself, crying out loud. I didn't go looking for jerk-off instructions, though. I was actually watching a video on how to fix the vacuum hoses on my '87 Caravan, and that was just the next video. Which I took as a compliment, you know, because those are some big, meaty vacuum hoses on those things.
Don't look up big toys.
Don't look up big toys. Oh, I've seen it all. I've been on the internet since we didn't even say the. Day one. And it used to be the weirdest thing in the world. Like, normal people were not on internet. Because there was no way to make money off of it, you know? There was just, I was in college in 1991, that's when I started college, and that was who had internet. College kids and fucking perverts. And dudes who were into outer space. That was it. And the government. I guess. I don't know, they never showed up back then. So, it was the weirdest thing in the world. There was a Seinfeld about how weird the internet and computers and stuff were, like in 1996, remember, right? George is trying to sell computers and he can't sell anyone a computer because nobody gives a shit, and he's like, but there's porn! And everybody was like, I'm good on porn, thank you. How wrong were they? How much were they lying? Anyone who said they were good on porn in 1996 is obviously a liar, because there's not anything that we as a culture were apparently not good on 20 years ago. It was porn. Maybe we're good on porn now. Doesn't seem like it though. I don't get incest porn suggested to me, but I do get ball busting videos suggested to me. No matter what I watch. I put my thumb over the webcam and everything. I don't know how this is happening, but I can watch gangbangs, I can watch handjobs, I can watch whatever, and your porn's like, maybe you want to watch this ball busting video now. A hot chick just kicking some loser like me in the balls for 10 minutes. Is this a masturbation suggestion or a job recommendation? I watch a few of those and I'm like, man, I guess I could have got into porn. I don't know about these muscle-bound, tattooed guys on the browsers or whatever, but these ball-busting guys, I'm your man. But they're not the one getting paid. How about them apples, right? It's always the hot chick kicking the guy in the balls getting paid. The guy getting kicked in the balls is just there because he's bros with the producer or whatever. So why can't I be bros with the producer or whatever? I guess is where I was going with it. I've done a lot of psychedelic drugs, and the worst part was finding out that I was color deaf. I know this girl, and she will only perform fellatio on men who have very tiny penises and very large testicles. She's always blowing things out of proportion, you know? And I'm the freak. You ever think, fuck psychologists, right? Psychiatrists. Any psychologists or psychiatrists? Because I could use, probably a hand after this. I'm gonna freak out and panic and cry a little bit because I forgot to say a joke or something. Of course, there's no psychologists, no psychiatrists in here. They don't show up when you need them, do they? They sit in their cozy little offices, way over them and all, waiting for you to come down there with all your problems and ask them to explain to you why you're crazy. Other people don't do that, right? What if you called an exterminator because your house was infested with cockroaches and the exterminator was like, well, gotta round all those cockroaches up and bring them on down to the shop and kill the shit out of them for you. You always gotta remember all that shit, like your childhood, your relationship with your parents, and your sex dreams and stuff like that. can't remember all that. I need a psychologist to come to my house when I need them, like when I'm arguing with my wife. I need somebody to settle, like, hey, am I crazy or is she nuts, you know? We're trying to get to the part where we slap each other around. That's it. No, I'm not, like I said, I described myself as one of the great ones earlier, and it's not that it's not true, but I don't want to misrepresent myself as some kind of sexual dynamo. One of the reasons I'm enjoying the Miller time for my dick, or whatever I said earlier, it was hilarious, is that I've always been terrible at sex. I just can't do it right. I don't know how to do the dirty talk, you know? Something weird will come out. Squirt goes to whoa, honey. Whoa. An immature ejaculation situation. Again, something else there's no pill for, you know what I'm talking about? But thankfully she is a master of the thing most of the time. She's always coming up with new ideas and expanding our sexual horizons and stuff like that, watching the 50 Shades of Grey and reading the stuff that she reads. But sometimes, you know, she gets us in trouble, and sometimes she gets in over her head. It was her birthday last month, you know what I mean? So she took the day off work and she stayed at home, drinking Jameson all day, just having a good old time and whatnot, setting me up for the imminent failure. When I come home, I can tell she's feeling amorous, you know? She's like, hey, J-Rock. What's up? You know, it's my birthday. You know what that means? I'm gonna get a little freaky tonight. I'm like, yeah, honey, I know. What are we gonna do tonight? And she's like, well, I thought tonight we'd try out a little titty fight. And I was like, woo! Sounds like a great time. Well, the joke was on her. She proceeds to get herself all lubed up. I get myself all lubed up. And by the time the moment of truth came along, she couldn't get her tits hard enough to fuck me with them. That's all that Jameson, you know? Whiskey tits, you heard of this? It's a real and very terrible condition. It's very embarrassing for both of us. I'm like, honey, what are we gonna do now? She's like, I don't know, doggy style or something, I guess. So I run off to the kitchen, get the peanut butter. I get back, she's already rolled over and passed out. That's when I remembered the jerk-off instruction videos, because I'm like, what do I do now? I'm panicking. I'm not good in the moment. Anyway, you guys have been great. Stick around for your headliner. Such a great show tonight. Have a good night.